we'll go ahead and get started now, and then, you know, if there's any other questions or whatnot, I'll send out a recording to everyone just so that you guys can kind of see how it works.
Perfect.
So,
okay.
If you haven't received a login for this yet, you'll receive it by Monday because we've transferred everybody over to this system and we've changed the system a little bit. What we're doing now is we're offering a CRM program, basically that you import all of your contacts into. And so we've imported your contacts from SalesLogic, and then we've taken the leads out of SalesLogic. You know, for example, let me open up SalesLogic here. Let's log in with this one. So this is Chris Wolf's SalesLogic. So over here we have under leads.
Okay.
And a lot of your accounts don't have email addresses. So what we do now is we take all of these leads out of here. We use the other leads in your account and we combine them with our program that we use for statistics. And we make sure that we don't have any duplicates. And then we take those and we purchase emails for the emails that, or for the accounts that don't have emails. So we're constantly building your email list, which is something that we hadn't been doing. We were waiting for you guys to add emails and, you know, get more submissions. But the fact of the matter is, if we can continue to increase your emails by 25 emails per month, then it helps you guys to get in front of 25 new customers. We're also getting rid of your bounced emails, and we're getting rid of your bad emails. So that way, when we import these in, anytime somebody has unsubscribed to you, it will automatically remove that from them. So it's kind of a really cool feature for you guys because you're constantly building your customer base. So that's one part of the new system and how we use it. The other part of the system that I think is great is we create automation. So when you send out an email newsletter for a Mitchell Manager customer, or maybe it's somebody who has ProDemand and you want to upgrade them to TeamWorks. And I know that's a bad example because you don't make quite a bit doing that. Let's use that as an overall example. So what we do is we take that information, we import the information, you know, in there, and then if they open up something on Manager and they have ProDemand, they click on a Manager link, it will automatically send them out a follow-up email with a little bit more information about Manager and some of the benefits of using it. People don't really buy on features, they buy on benefits. So one of the benefits, obviously, with Manager is it saves you time. It allows you to track your customers better. It allows you to look at the revenues that are coming from what customer, and allows you to upsell them, which you're not going to get that writing paper invoices, and a lot of times you're not going to get that with any other system. So that's one of the main features that it does. The other thing that it does is it allows you to create a pipeline. So when you go in here, you can set up your potential sales. You can look at any customers that had autoresponders sent out to them so that you know who to follow up with. You can look at possible customers based on how many times they opened your email. And then you can create a pipeline, which is really cool. So when you want to go out to create a pipeline, and this is something that this is why we rolled this over, because I feel like this is one of the most important attributes of the entire system besides purchasing the additional emails. You can create a new deal or a new pipeline. So for you guys, when we want to add a stage or a new pipeline or however we want to do that, what we can do is let's set one up for Manager. You can set one up for Manager. You can set one up for social CRM. You can set one up for all kinds of different things. So if I added a new pipeline and I'm going to just write social CRM because I'll delete this after we're done. If I did social CRM, then when I went back over to my customers and I looked at who opened up my email account, I would refer over to my SalesLogic and I would see if they had social CRM, for example. And then I would make a note on their account. Now, as you start using this program, what's going to happen is you will, when these people open their emails, and you can look at this on the fly, as soon as we send that email out, you have access to look at who's opening it, where they're at, and how many times they're opening it. So you don't have to wait on your statistics anymore. So make a note on the account, and there's an area for notes on each contact, and we'll go over to that. Make a note on each account as to whether they have social CRM or whatnot as you're going through them. And whenever you go back to pull up that account, it will show that they have social CRM. So it continuously gains more information, and it becomes, in my opinion, a better version of SalesLogic. Does that make sense?
Well, it does. A quick question. So when people are opening up your emails and you're getting all this information and you're populating it in these fields, does it automatically populate back into Sales Logics too?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't reverse engineer it. I do not share information back to Mitchell. This is only for your viewing. However you want to use that information back to Mitchell is up to you guys. It does export into a CRV or a CSV for you. But however you want to utilize that information is up to you. The reason that I don't back share information with Mitchell is because of some of the issues that some of the reps have run into with sharing some information with Mitchell. So that's kind of the process, and that's why we don't do that. Does that make sense?
Well, it does, but then the reason that I was thinking that it would be better for us as reps is because then if it's already in Sales Logics, then it's kind of like a hands-off now, because now we've got proof that we've talked to that customer. Instead of us having to send Mitchell an email saying, we stopped by this customer to talk to him about this and this and this, and then, if the sale is made by Inside Sales or Infinity or whomever, we've got proof. Well, if this is the same, set up pretty much the same way, and it goes back into Sales Logics, then we've got the proof out there. It's already in there. Does that make sense?
Right. But I can't import back into Sales Logics because I don't have access to import back and forth through it. One thing that you can do in this system, for example, you can look at your campaigns. I can click on View My Reports, and I'm showing you the Rep Nexus one. Obviously, with your systems, you can see the different people who opened it, and you can see their shop names. And that was another thing, too. So when you click on their names, you're able to see the actual shop name. So I can look at who opened my email, how many it was sent to. I can click on Opens right here. And this is the same way for you guys. And then now, because I don't have everybody's information in there, I don't have all the customers' information, whereas you guys have all the shop's information in there, I can click on it. I can look at how many times they opened it. I can even look at where they were at when they opened it. So if they're at home or if they're at their shop or whatnot, I can look at where they were located when they opened this email, which is very cool. Automations we talked about, setting up dills we talked about. Do you guys understand the dill part of it, being able to set up new dills in the system? So if you're working on a social CRM client, you can enter the dill information in here, and you can create a pipeline, and it will continuously remind you to follow up with them. Does that make sense? Okay. So a brief overview, and we'll be doing another one of these next week because I want to just do a little bit every week and kind of get you guys acclimated to it.
Okay.
A brief overview of what you guys will do is you'll be able to see the shop's name, their information, how many times they opened it, where they opened it, the geographical location that they opened it in. You can go back and look at all of your past campaigns. They'll all be stored in here. You can make changes on the fly to your campaign if you want. So you can change your own campaigns. After we set them up for you, you have full access to make any changes you want. And we'll still make them if you email them to us. It's no big deal. But if you want to add something, you're welcome to do so.
Okay.
So that's the entire process that you guys will go through. You'll look at your campaigns. You can view reports at any time. You can message your customer right from the screen. So if I go back to, I'm going to go to my campaign, and I'm going to click on, and you can enter new contacts in here at any time too, which is very cool. So I'm going to look at View Report. And then I'm just going to click on Open. Now, as your shops open it, it will show up over here. You can just click on the shop's name and open it at any time. So I'm going to click here. I can click Scott's name. Now, I can make notes on his account. I can put in dills on his account. I can add a note on his right here at any time. Or I can send him an email right here from the screen. And then it will keep track of the emails that I sent him right here from the screen.
Okay.
So it gives you a little better tracking, I think. What do you guys think?
When we send an email from here, I guess I'm assuming we either have to have Mozilla Thunderbird downloaded on our system already, right? Because it's not going to go through our regular email. Is that correct?
What it will do is, for example, I'm going to type Rep Nexus follow-up. And then I'll type the email in here. It will store this that you sent the email. So you won't need anything else installed. It's actually through the system. And then see right here where you have activities, it shows contact open, sent campaign. Up here it would show that you sent an email to them following it. So you can screenshot this and send this to Mitchell as your proof.
Okay, well then that's a good way to do it then too. Yeah.
And then you can keep your notes in here, so on and so forth. So I think it's a much better system. I mean, you guys have been on Rep Nexus for a long time, and I appreciate that, but we wanted to just improve the system, and I think adding the additional emails was a huge improvement, and I think this is a huge improvement for you guys. And next week we'll go ahead.
I was just going to, since you were talking about emails, when you're saying about adding 25, like a month or so, so when you're in Sales Logics, like now that we've been doing this for a while, you guys have not been adding the emails as we've been going along?
We've been exporting emails for you guys as we've been going along, but some of these people don't have emails at all.
Yeah,
so the emails.
But I've seen where, like for instance, I've seen a number of my accounts that have emails, but I haven't noticed that they've been sent an email, from, through you guys. So is that might not have gone through?
You know what? We export your Sales Logic every quarter, and if you want us to export it more often, or if you want to export it and email it to us, you can. With this system, you can actually export and import right into your system. So if you wanted to do it daily, you could do it.
So then we just click on that export to file and send it to you?
You can do that, or you can export to a CSV, and you can click right here on Contact. And it's opening. I'm sorry, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. No big deal.
Goodness gracious. And then you can go import right here, and you can import additional contacts. And when you export it with your Sales Logic list, I have it set up to where it sets up the account number and everything in your system. So export everything into there, and it will show up in your statistics, their account number, their name, everything that you export will show up. You can also add contacts on the fly. You can set tags for them. Go ahead.
Okay. Add a contact here. It's not going to add it to Sales Logic, all right? Because you can't go back.
No.
Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that you guys can add contacts to Sales Logic. Can you?
I think you can. I've just never done it because I just never really liked Sales Logics anyway.
Yeah.
I just use up basic information, and that's it. I don't put any notes in it because, again, it seems like anybody and everybody's got access to it, and all of a sudden I find out that somebody else has sold something in my territory. So.
Well, and here's the deal.